we are here for round 2, and this is one of the weirdo Aether Hub openers that I think is actually keepable. Obviously, you want to tune with Aether for a forest, and then the hub is going to eat your energy from a tune, but I think it's good. Like, we can play Servant on 2, and then Oath of Nissa to fix what we got going on here. And I do the thing that I think was correct, so that's good. Open up the graveyards, I guess. So, green-black opponent. Whenever you draw a Spire Bluff or like any other fast land, and you know that you have to play it on turn 3, like you can't play it on turn 2, it's kind of a tilt because if you draw another one, it's sort of bad, but... Alright, so energy beatdowns. And yeah, I didn't even know that was going to happen, but that's great. So, could just play Felidar Guardian. I don't think that's great. I would rather play Oath of Nissa and get some value first. And if we pick up a 3-drop off this Oath of Nissa, everything is good. Instead, we just pick up another land. So, Sanctum, Oath again. And, yeah, take the other Servant. And then we can Deep Fiend next turn if we want. Kind of odd that they played Constrictor after putting a counter on this, but... Oh well, not complaining. Alright, we're Servant flooded. So we're going to Guardian, blink the Oath. I have a bunch of options, but nothing is really great. I think I would rather just Guardian and continue to blink the Oath. And yeah, just play out another Servant. So we are definitely taking some beatdowns here. We have Deep Fiend to Fog, if it comes down to that. And yeah, we're probably gonna have to do that this turn because we're at 6. So I think, okay. All right, so my plan here is to Deep Fiend off the Servant. I don't think my opponent can block. I also think that my best chance to win this game is probably via the combo, so maybe attacking here is not great. I'm basically banking on Guardian, blinking Oath into Saheeli. So I'm not sure that the 4 damage is relevant, but you never know. Could end up like Felidar Guardianing into a Whirler Virtuoso. So try and tap them on a black mana because my plan is to hit the combo. Even if they have something like Blossoming Defense, still not that big of a deal. I can block with the Deep Fiend. They do defense. They do grasp my Guardian. And now we have to chump this 9/9 Cub. So it's kind of going poorly, but we have outs. And I think this is where it gets kind of embarrassing. So Harness Lightning would be good to kill the Ballista, but we don't have enough to actually combo because we need to Guardian into Saheeli, and then that's 4, and then 7, and we only have 1 mana left over. So if we had an extra mana, we could do everything if we potentially hit. So we Guardian our Oath. We hit Saheeli, but we're still dead. And then our opponent just concedes. So, not great. Not great on their part, because they do have a Walking Ballista in play that can shut off our combo. But, again, not complaining. So this hand is good. Definitely getting Game Trail on 1 and a Tune with Aether. Probably getting a Plains because we can't really get a second island. Getting a mountain doesn't really do anything. Then we can Spire Bluff on 2. Which, again, is kind of awkward because they know that we have Forest and Plains, but... Well, now we just play Lumbering Falls. So Transgress take our Rogue Refiner. Leaves us with only 2 energy. And at this point, I'm like, alright, I need some action. I don't think I can hold Saheeli, and I think I would much prefer to just find a thing that makes energy and turn on the Marvel. So we dome them, bottom of Forest. Saheeli dies. They play Bristling Hydra, which is a thing I can't really beat. So we draw Harness Lightning, but they have energy, so we just get the Marvel out there. And our opponent is Hydra Flooded. So maybe this turn I didn't notice that my opponent went out of range of Hydra Hexproof, but I don't think it really matters because I'm basically kind of dead. Yeah, I probably should have marveled there. So we don't hit a Deep Fiend, but we do hit a Whirler. And I was going to go to 1 there, get more energy, hub, marvel again, but they have Blossoming Defense to actually just kill me. So on to game 3. Feels like maybe we should have lost this match already, but that game we would have been on the play. They play Cub, we play Rogue Refiner, and then they probably transgress our Marvel, so maybe the game is just as bad. I don't know. Attune here could get Island for Deep Fiend, but we have Hub, we have Servant. I think just having multiple green sources for the turns where you end up playing things like Oath of Nissa into like Rogue Refiner or whatever, like having multiple green is decent if you can afford to have it. Otherwise, sometimes you get choked on mana a little bit. And we just draw a Spire Bluff Canal anyway, so everything is perfect. They have a Snake, not really a big deal. We're kind of pretty far ahead. So I play the Hub just to get the energy. I'm not super worried about the information thing with like them knowing I have a Forest. So I basically just want to get the Marvel out there. They have Nissa, make a plant. We draw Felidar Guardian. Not really any good blink targets. So some consideration certainly to holding my land, playing Rogue Refiner, and then maybe playing an ETB tap land, but we main phase Marvel. I'm not really sure why I did this. Maybe it was to see whether or not I needed this Harness Lightning to kill a Snake or just make energy. And I get another Rogue Refiner here. I think it might have been better to get Felidar Guardian, since it's basically like, do I want a 3-2 body or a 1-4 body? Oh, I guess if I Marvel now, I get energy, and then I can use the energy to cast the Harness Lightning. That's probably what it was. So they have the Hydra. They minus Nissa, but still can't attack. So we have 1 energy, but we do have a bunch of attunes. So gonna get a Plains. Play the Guardian, since we don't have any good attacks either. So we get to pick up another card, and then we can attune and have Marvel open. And I go for the potential to just kill my opponent if I find Saheeli there. I'm just going to go off with Guardians again. So my opponent makes a Ballista, throws away all their counters, and now blocking is pretty awkward because not only do they have Ballista, but they have Hydro Pump too. So another Marvel is not the greatest, but it basically is 2 energy for 4 mana, which is not the worst. So we pick up a Deep Fiend, which could be useful. And then I'm just going to try and kill this Ballista. And kind of surprisingly, they just let it happen, presumably to eat my energy. And now we kind of get to go beatdowns, which is great. Beatdown's kind of ruined by a Fatal Push, but get in for 2 points, trading away their board. Still have Deep Fiend if it comes up. Not really willing to just like throw away a Guardian willy-nilly, since I think that my plan in this game is probably to combo them. But now that my opponent has Gear Hulk, it's like, alright, plan has changed. We get to block here, gain an energy, sack the Felidar to gain an energy. And Deep Fiend tap them out in their combat. And then we Marvel with our last 6. Whirler up to 3. And we just draw Saheeli. So I was hoping to like draw an energy source. We could get another spin on the Marvel, but this works too. So boom, comboed out.